Some say these clips are staged, others swear they're real, but when the footage speaks for itself, there's no room left for doubt. From risky landings to nature striking back, these are the moments you almost wouldn't believe if they weren't filmed. Today we're watching another episode, but more intense than previous incredible moments ever caught on camera. Unbelievable disaster in the sky. It was one of the most tragic moments ever captured on film. The mighty Hindenburg floated in silence, steady in the sky, as if nothing could touch it, but in just seconds, calm turned to chaos. No warning, no sign. Suddenly, flames burst out from the rear, racing across the surface. Crew members shout, trying to make sense of the fire swallowing their ship. People on the ground stare in horror. The giant ship groans and bends, nose pointed to the sky like a falling tower of steel. It didn't take long before it collapsed completely. There was silence at first, then the screams. Smoke covered the sky. The fire didn't stop until nothing was left but ruins. Even now, it feels unreal. Attack on the Pacific. This was the moment the world changed forever. The USS Arizona, once a symbol of strength, was struck in broad daylight. The sky turned black with smoke, and the sea shook from the blast. The ship nearly disappeared in the chaos, swallowed by fire and fury. In those few seconds, history was written. A man with a camera stood firm while the world around him burned. He didn't step back. He kept filming. The man who stood still. In the middle of a wide street, a lone man stands holding two shopping bags. The tanks roll in loud and heavy, but he doesn't move. His face is calm, his body still. He blocks their path without saying a word. The tank tries to move around him, first to the right, then to the left. Each time the man steps sideways, blocking it again. His movements are steady, like he's made up his mind. He doesn't flinch. He even lifts one arm, pointing slightly with a bag, as if asking the tank to back off. No one knew his name, but the whole world saw him that day. Caught in the fury, tornado strikes. The video begins with a wild, shaking view. A violent tornado spins in the distance while debris shoots across the air. The man behind the camera shouts over the noise, stunned by the force in front of him. He tilts the lens up toward the sky. There's more flying above them than on the ground. He quickly calls out to his partner beside him, pointing toward the funnel's strange shape. Seconds later, his voice shifts from excitement to focused concern. He seems to spot something high up in the storm and tries to follow it with the camera. Mesmerized by the sky, Noodle Tornado spotted. At first, it looked like a long thread falling from the clouds, thin but fierce. He watches closely, calling out with clear respect for the storm's shape and power. As the funnel sways in the wind, he talks with someone beside him. His words show he's both cautious and amazed by how close they are. The Great Cliff Jump, a penguin's first dive. It's one of nature's most stunning sights. A frozen world, thousands of chicks, and a moment they've never faced before. You can see them standing close together on the edge, unsure. Then suddenly, one bold chick takes the lead and jumps. That first splash gives the others courage. One by one, they start tumbling off the cliff, flapping their little wings as they fall. Whale strikes boat, an unforgettable close call. It started as a calm moment on the water. Suddenly, a huge humpback whale breaches right next to a nearby boat. It rises out of the sea and smashes into the front of the vessel with shocking force. The boat tilts nearly upright, then slams back down into the waves. Onlookers freeze. One man stares in silence, stunned by what he just witnessed. Hero dog at the beach, heartwarming rescue caught on camera. A little girl was playing in the shallows with her large, fluffy dog standing guard nearby. As she splashed the water and laughed, a small wave came rolling in. She fell back into the surf, still smiling, but the dog didn't wait to react. The dog grabbed the back of her shirt and gently pulled her toward shore, acting like a furry lifeguard. Volcano eruption shocks onlookers at sea. It was a quiet moment on a boat, with distant views of a smoking volcanic island. Suddenly, The volcano burst with a thunderous blast, and a thick cloud of ash shot straight up. One man warned others as the shock wave raced across the water. Seconds later, the boom slammed into them. The man's stunned voice said it all as the sky filled with smoke. A guard slip in the middle of royal duty. This happened right in front of Buckingham Palace, where the Queen's guards are known for standing perfectly still no matter what happens around them. But just as the exchange was about to happen, something went wrong. The moment was quick but shocking. He lost his footing, hit the ground, and dropped his rifle. Still, not a single guard flinched. Crocodile Show takes a sudden turn. The man sat right on the animal's back like he had done it 100 times. He looked calm and spoke to the crowd like everything was under control. But just seconds later, things took a sharp turn. He reached for the croc's jaws, and that's when it snapped. The crowd froze. The zookeeper was on the ground holding his arm in pain. Even the crocodile went still again, as if nothing had happened. Whale stunt leaves viewers speechless. As the camera followed the floating whale, he suddenly appeared, climbing right onto its rotting back. With no shirt on and wearing swim shorts, he crouched there like it was nothing serious. A boat moved in close behind him. Another guy reached out, and he stepped off the whale like it was just a regular dive. Later, he joked about it in an interview. His tone was light, but his words showed he knew it wasn't the smartest idea. Avalanche horror turns into heroic rescue. Victor was riding down calmly when everything changed in seconds. He saw a woman stuck deep in the snow, barely able to move. Her arms were shaking and her voice was filled with fear. Without wasting time, Victor dropped to his knees and cleared snow from her face. His voice was steady, trying to calm her down while working fast. Massive glacier wave shocks tourists. This next moment came straight from nature's power on full display. Suddenly, a huge slab of ice broke off and crashed into the sea. People gasped and cheered, but it was only the beginning. Seconds later, a much bigger iceberg shot up from underwater. Everyone on the boat jumped, some screamed, others just froze. Unbelievable summer hailstorm turns day into whiteout. What looked like a regular summer day quickly turned into something out of a winter movie. The hail started falling harder, like buckets of ice crashing from the sky. Cars and rooftops were taking a real beating. Within seconds, the whole street was covered. It didn't look like summer anymore. It looked like a snowstorm rolled in fast. Shark vs. whale, a real ocean showdown. A giant whale carcass floating in open water attracts one of the ocean's most feared hunters. The lifeless whale drifts on the surface, bloated and still. Then out of nowhere, a great white bursts in with one brutal move. After taking a huge bite, the shark vanishes just as fast. What's left behind is a torn-up trail in the water. A shark on the street, floodwater surprise. A dark fin slowly cuts through the floodwaters, gliding calmly across what used to be a street. It's not a log or a shadow. It's a shark, swimming straight through a residential area. The shark keeps moving with steady force, passing a submerged tree, like it belongs here. But it doesn't. That's what makes this so unbelievable. Two giants, one runway, perfect timing in the sky. A Boeing 787 roars down the runway, lifting off right as an Airbus A380 lines up above it for landing. The timing between the two planes is unbelievably close, yet totally controlled. Just as the 787 takes off and climbs, the A380 floats in next, smooth and steady, touching down with incredible precision. A drone versus nature, caught in the claws. The drone was flying low over the Australian bush, steady and smooth, when suddenly, from above, a huge eagle swooped in like a missile and slammed into it without warning. After the hit, the drone tumbled down fast, crashing through branches, then landed broken and silent. Nature won this round. Massive dam explosion, the perfectly timed collapse. The top of the dam sat quiet and still. But just as everything seemed calm, a powerful blast ripped through the upper right side, throwing concrete and dust high into the air. Then the structure gave way, crumbling in waves as the thick dust cloud rolled down like a fast-moving fog, covering everything in its path. Those scenes were intense, unpredictable, and 100% real. If this left you wanting more, hit that subscribe button now. Tell us in the comments which moment surprised you the most. And feel free to suggest the next topic we should break down.